Yield farming promised you passive income while you slept. But in 2026, the question isn't whether the dream is alive, it's whether the nightmare was always part of the deal. We're talking billions in liquidity locked, drained, or quietly evaporating through a mechanism so cleverly named it almost sounds harmless: impermanent loss. Let's back up, because if you don't fully understand impermanent loss, you're basically handing someone your wallet and asking them to hold it just for a sec. When you deposit two assets into a liquidity pool, the protocol rebalances them automatically as prices shift, meaning you often end up with more of the asset that dropped and less of the one that mooned. Think of it like this: you bring a pizza and a sandwich to a potluck, and when you leave, the host gives you back 2 sandwiches because everyone wanted pizza. The math is working exactly as designed, it's just not working times for times you the way you imagined. Back in 2021, yield farming APYs were posted like casino jackpot signs: 300%, 500%, and one farm briefly advertised something north of 1,000,000% annually before collapsing spectacularly within 48 hours. That era felt like finding a money printer in your garage, and for a brief, irrational moment, everyone thought the printer was theirs to keep. Now, in 2026, the average sustainable yield on major established pools sits somewhere between 4 and 15% annually, still solid. But a far cry from the quit your job on Tuesday energy of the DeFi summer crowd. The psychological whiplash between those two eras is real, and plenty of serious investors quietly exited while retail was still posting rocket emojis. Crypto historian and analyst Hasib Qureshi has noted that DeFi follows a compression cycle: explosive innovation followed by brutal consolidation, followed by quiet, boring maturation that actually creates wealth. We've seen this mirror the early internet. Remember when everyone was going to get rich selling pet food online and then Amazon just won? Here's the misconception worth dismantling right now. Most people assume impermanent loss means they're losing money outright, when in reality, it means they're losing times relative to simply holding. If both assets in your pool rise together, which happens more in bull markets, impermanent loss shrinks dramatically, and your fee revenue can more than compensate. The smart contract risk conversation is a different beast entirely, and this is where the fear is actually more justified. Since 2020, over $3 billion has been lost to exploits, rug pulls, and flash loan attacks across DeFi protocols. And the scary part is that some of those were audited contracts on reputable platforms. Your practical defense here isn't paranoia, it's protocol selection and position sizing. Stick to battle-tested platforms like Uniswap, Curve, or Aave, where the contracts have survived years of adversarial pressure, and never put more than 5 to 10% of your portfolio into any single farming position, regardless of how clean the APY looks. History keeps rhyming. The same people who missed Bitcoin at $1,000 told themselves they'd wait for a pullback and then watched it run to $69,000. The same psychology shows up in DeFi, where fear keeps people out right before a liquidity incentive wave hits. Discipline means having a predefined entry thesis and a predefined exit condition, not refreshing your portfolio at 2 a.m. because a Twitter thread scared you. The irony of yield farming in 2026 is that the tourists have left. The scammers have mostly moved on to shinier distractions, and what remains is actually a more functional, more transparent, more audited ecosystem than anything that existed in 2021. The boring version of DeFi might actually be the profitable one, which, if you think about it, is exactly how boring things tend to work. So, is yield farming still worth it? For the disciplined, size-aware, protocol-selective participant who treats it like a calculated allocation rather than a lottery ticket, yes. Genuinely yes. For the person chasing the highest APY on a 2-week-old protocol because someone on Discord said it was safe, friend, that story does not end well, and we both know it. What matters more than being right about yield farming is being consistent in your process, rational in your sizing, and honest about your risk tolerance before you click deposit. The market will always offer you another entry. It will not always give you back what you lost chasing urgency. And if you're sitting there thinking, okay, but I still don't know where to start, that is a completely reasonable place to be, and it means you're asking the right questions instead of just aping in. Whether your next move is DeFi, real estate, or something in between, the framework is the same. Understand the mechanism, size appropriately, and let compounding do the heavy lifting over time. If you're ready to explore smarter ways to build wealth, whether that's through yield strategies, real estate investing, home contracting opportunities, or connecting with the right lenders, check out our links in the description below, and let's get you started on the right foot.